Coming up on Network Africa, hundreds protest in the Nigerian cities of Lagos and Abuja against economic hardship in the country. Al-Shabaab militants in Somalia execute 4 men accused of spying. And Cameroon celebrates its football team as the indomitable Lions win the Africa Cup of Nations. Hello and welcome to the program. I'm Temita Wefagimi. Let's begin today's program by bringing you highlights of stories that made headlines over the weekend.
Thousands of mourners and officials from both Belgium and Democratic Republic of Congo gathered in Brussels on Sunday to pay last homage to Congo's veteran opposition leader, Etienne Tshisekedi. Congolese mourners from Belgium and several European countries attended a wake organized in a 4,500 square meter exhibition hall where they could pay their last respect to Tshisekedi's body. At 84 years old, and despite his failing health, Tshisekedi was known as the Sphinx for his sparse but profound statements. He remained the undisputed leader of the opposition to President Joseph Kabila. Elsewhere, Libya's Coast Guard say they had intercepted about 110 African migrants at sea on Sunday as they attempted to journey to Europe. The country's Coast Guard intercepted at least 1,131 migrants near the western city of Sabratha over the course of the week. Late last week, 431 migrants were intercepted on 4 inflatable boats off Sabratha's coast, and some 700 had been picked up on January 27th from 3 wooden vessels in the same area. Libya has become the main point of departure for migrants trying to cross the Mediterranean by boat to Europe since the route between Turkey and Greece was largely closed off last year. The Deputy Special Representative of the UN Secretary General for Somalia, Peter de Klerk, completes his 3-day fact-finding mission to Somaliland and Puntland in Somalia to highlight the devastating impact of the current drought. De Klerk, who is also the United Nations resident humanitarian coordinator for Somalia, saw firsthand the effects of drought induced by sparse rainfall, dwindling water resources, and poor crop harvest in Somaliland and Puntland. If swift action is not taken, he warns that Somalia will experience a famine in 2017. Somalia experienced a devastating famine in 2011, which killed over 250,000 people and ranks as the worst famine of the 21st century.
Very large numbers of livestock have died already. The livestock that is still there is in very, very bad shape. We've just visited this village, and none of the water sources that was there before, that was shared actually between the people and the animals, is functioning at the moment. So people are completely depending on water coming into this village, being trucked into this village, and that is actually typical for many other villages as well throughout this region.
De Klerk visited rural areas of Somaliland. Residents of the village of Habusweni described the drought as the worst they've ever seen in 3 years.
Somalia's Islamist militant group Al-Shabaab says it has executed 4 men in the country who are accused of spying for the US, Kenya and Somalia's Western-backed government. The men were publicly beheaded in a town square in the Jamami district of the Juba region, about 70 kilometers north of Kismayo, after being found guilty by a Sharia court. In areas under its control, Al-Shabaab has carried out executions, floggings and amputations after summary trials in cases ranging from espionage to theft. Al-Shabaab has been fighting for years to drive out African Union peacekeepers, topple the central government and impose its own harsh interpretation of Sharia law in the country. People in more than half of Kenya's 42 counties face starvation due to the circle of famine-related deaths brought about by an ongoing drought. This has seen an estimated 1.3 million Kenyans acutely food insecure and in need of assistance.
Animal carcasses littered the fields and stench of dead animals pervaded the air in Kenya's Marsabit County, the result of a prolonged period of drought which destructed forage for animals and made local population dependent on handouts to survive. Residents are losing their animals in thousands due to lack of pasture and water and are forced to travel tens of kilometers for the valuable resource. Kenya Red Cross has stepped in to try and mitigate the situation, but carrying out a cash transfer to a population of about 340,000 who are in dire need of aid. Kenya Red Cross Society's Secretary General Abbas Gulet says the organization is appealing for financial aid to a tune of 1 billion Kenyan shillings.
Our appeal has been for 1 billion shillings. Of the 1 billion, 75% of that is going on the whole issue of cash transfer, because we want to give people cash. This is including cash transfer and food vouchers. But we are talking about, in terms of animal destocking, maybe about 20% of the 1 billion, which would be 200 million to go into this.
Marsabit is the most affected county.
The governor of Marsabit, Ukuru Yatani, says Marsabit is the most affected county in terms of the challenges of drought.
We've lost quite a number of livestock, over 60%. The serious challenge of water. People are also starving. Most schools are closed. The challenges are beyond the capacity of the county government to manage at the moment.
The drought has seen prices of livestock drop as farmers compete to dispose them of before they are all dead. Marsabit has experienced 3 failed rainy seasons and categorized as in alarming stage of drought. Residents whose only wealth is animals are hoping the rains will come soon, but meteorological department is giving a grim picture, urging residents not to expect rain anytime soon.